What's up, y'all? It's Danny from the Wise Wolf podcast, and today I'm going to be talking about and explaining, for those who don't know what the law of attraction is, or if you do know what it is, I'm just going to go into like a deeper conversation and explain exactly what it is so you better understand what it is. If you haven't already left me a 5-star review on my podcast, I would really, really appreciate it because then it pushes me to want to create more podcasts, and it also gets my podcast out to other people and helps other people achieve their dream life and get the self-help that they need. So I would really greatly appreciate it. And also, if you feel called to sharing it via social media or your friends or family, you could do that as well. And if you have any questions about anything, I respond to every single DM on my Instagram. My Instagram is thrifted.wolf. And yeah, it might take me a day or two, but I promise, I will get back to you if you have any questions about anything. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to explain like the basic definition of what law of attraction is. So law of attraction is a spiritual belief that positive or negative thoughts bring upon negative or thought experiences into a person's life. I know it says it's a spiritual belief, and you don't have to be like a woo-wah spiritual person to believe it, because there's so many like very successful people, like famous people that are like artists, I don't know, actors, literally anyone that's like famous or anyone that you know that has like achieved a lot in their life, they probably believe in the law of attraction, because in order to become like the higher version of yourself, you have to basically like be that person now. I'll get into explaining that in a little bit, but if you ask anyone that's successful, they probably know what that is and they believe in it, even if they're not so-called spiritual. Okay, I feel like the best way to like kind of dive deep and explain what the law of attraction is and how to like attract your highest self is to relate it to radio. And the reason I'm doing this is because, okay, so like the law of attraction has to do with frequencies and vibrations. So when you're constantly like being like down on yourself or like not looking at life in a positive way, you're on like a low vibration, you think everything doesn't work out for you, you never get the money you want, like you never get the girl you want or the guy you want, you like things don't work out for you, like you just kind of have a negative mindset, you're doing like a low frequency. That's like what your body emits, because our bodies aren't like actually like this physical thing. We're made up of like a quadrillion like little atoms, and like they vibrate like the smallest amount. They vibrate, and it is known that if you like have that sad like outlook on the world, that it's gonna be like the atoms are gonna move really slowly. And then if you like have a happy look on life, like everything works for me, I'm going to get everything that I want, I'm going to achieve all of my dreams, and you just have this like positive outlook on like the future and you now, your atoms in your body vibrate like faster and like higher. So if you're looking at like waves, it's like bigger. So anyways, when you are like, so the law of attraction is like things that are the same like come together. So when you are having like a bad outlook on life, like you're not gonna progress, and you just like having a Debbie Downer like vibe is not gonna get you to where you want to go. In order to become the best, most successful, rich, happy, successful of yourself, you have to like almost brainwash yourself into believing that that's already you. And by like brainwashing, I mean like you can say affirmations, you can write in a journal, you can do visualizations to kind of brainwash yourself into like being happy. So if you constantly have like grown up or like have just always had like negative thought patterns and don't really know how to change that, so one thing I would recommend is doing affirmations. I know you might sound silly doing it. I've been there. Like I felt fucking weird like saying affirmations. But if you don't know what those are, you can like look them up, like money affirmations or like love affirmations, whatever kind of affirmation you would like to do. So you like find the affirmations, and then you can like write down the ones you want to do, and then every day, you get up, you say these affirmations. You say it confidently, and you say it out loud. If you gotta do it in public, or If you gotta do it in private, that's fine. That's what I always did. I mean, now I don't care who hears me. I don't really give a fuck. But it's gonna be weird. But in order to thrive in life, you have to face the weird, uncomfortable to get to a higher place. If you're not gonna step outside of your comfort zone, your little circle, you're not gonna go places. So it's alright to feel funny. It's normal. So every day you're gonna say these affirmations. And then slowly your brain is gonna start to think, okay, so let's do an example. Say like, what's a basic affirmation? I am rich. I feel like it's better to be specific. Like, I have so much money that I don't have to worry about how expensive my meals are when I go out. Okay, that's a long one. Let's do something simpler. Okay, let's go back to the I am rich one. It shouldn't be simple, but for the example I'm doing, we'll just do that. So every day you're going to be like, I'm rich. I'm rich. Next day, I'm rich. I'm rich. So like when you're saying that, even though like maybe you don't have a lot of money, your brain is tricking your conscious, which is like what you think in your brain is your conscious, but it's tricking your subconscious to thinking that's actual reality because your brain doesn't know like what's real and what isn't real. So you're tricking your brain to like brainwash yourself to thinking you are rich. So then when you do think you are rich, your frequency for money is so high and fast that the money is going to come to you like a freaking magnet. It's just going to come to you because you're just thinking like, I'm rich. So it's like, oh yeah, you are rich. So it's just going to like keep coming. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, this isn't just with money. This works with like literally anything. If you have a small business, because I know a lot of you find me from my business, you can say like, I get 5 orders a day from my small business. You just say this every day, and I promise you, you will get those orders. And the law of attraction doesn't only work by like saying the affirmations. Like obviously you need to do the work as well, but combine the hard work and the affirmations. I promise you, you're gonna fucking get there. Like there is no doubt. It's just gonna happen. So like, what are you waiting for? Another thing you can do is doing like writing in a journal all the things that you want. Something I recently kind of learned is when you're doing manifestations, it's so important, in my personal opinion, it is so important for you to write the manifestations and get into detail, but don't put a date on it. And the universe has a interesting and specific way for your life to pan out. And there is certain things you have to endure and go through in order to become that successful version of yourself. So don't be like putting a timeline on it because maybe you have to go through something crazy in order to get there. Because maybe if you don't go through like this thing you're supposed to go through to become the best version of yourself, then when you become that big successful version, you're just going to crash because you didn't go through the steps. Like, okay, think of it as like levels in a video game. Say like you're on level 1, you get to level 2, and then say like you can press this button and you're gonna jump to level 10, even though you shouldn't press the button. Okay, say you do and you want to go to level 10, then you go through level 10 and there's tricks that you didn't learn and you keep failing the level over and over again because you didn't go through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You didn't learn all the things you needed to learn in order to face level 10. So now you just keep failing level 10 over and over, and then you're never going to get there. I hope that helps make a visualization on why you need to go through life events in order to become future you. So that's why I personally don't put a timeline on manifestations, but still go into detail like with everything else. Okay, one of my very favorite law of attraction things, because it's honestly so much fun, is visualization. So what I like to do with this is, okay, what you do as well. You gotta picture, it's gonna take some time, but close your eyes. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. You can do this another time. Come back to the podcast to listen up. But if you're not driving, close your eyes. And just visualize you. And okay, say you want your dream house. What does it look like? Not just like the color, but go into like the front door. Like what color is your front door? Is there flowers in the front yard? Is it by the ocean front? Go into like very specific detail at exactly what it looks like. You take a deep breath what do you smell? You smell pine, or you smell like marigold flowers from your front yard? Is it cleansing because the air is just so crisp, but it's not like too cold? Maybe you just have a jacket on and it's just like the perfect temperature. And you feel your hair blowing across your face because you're by the ocean and it's just sweeping your hair across you. And you just reach your hand out and you feel your warm cup of coffee and you take a sip and you're just so happy that you pushed through because it was all worth it. This is something I just kind of made up, but obviously for your specific dream, you do stuff like this. And I suggest before you go to bed, if you can do in the morning as well, I'm not a morning person, but I do this before I go to bed. I go into very specific, deep detail every night about what I want, but using all of my senses to specifically describe this exact thing that I want. And so when you're doing this every day, it's just, as I described the law of attraction before, you're pulling it into you. Like, you're attracting it because you're imagining exactly what you want and you're envisioning this future person of yourself, and then you're going to get it. Obviously the hard work, like I said as well, the hard work as well as the visualizations, those two together is like the perfect recipe for you to become the future version of yourself with your dream house, your dream car, the dream money, everything that you've ever wanted, and more. You're gonna get more than everything you've ever wanted. Okay, I'd like to quickly jump back to referring frequencies of what you emit, like a radio. So I know, me personally, I had a really hard time like believing this at first. It took me a while because I believe in hard facts, and I have for so long. And when I was looking up the law of attraction, there was no hard evidence through science to like prove this. And so it took me a while to like believe it, but as soon as I started doing research about other like big people, that there's so many people that believe it. And the more I started to believe it for myself and practicing it, it was so insane how like everything I wanted came rushing to me. Like everything I even thought about doing, I started applying these laws, and then I got it. I got everything that I like wanted and envisioned for myself. And now I want you guys to believe it as well, because as soon as you start believing it and applying it, it's gonna come to you. And even if you don't believe it, fake it till you make it. Try really hard to believe, because what do you got to lose? I mean, if you just try this out, like, what's the worst? Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, what if it does? What if everything works out better than you ever imagined? I love that quote so much. I never went into detail of why I was referring it to a radio. So although some people don't believe in the law of attraction because they can't see it. Everyone believes in the radio, but you can't see the wavelengths outside. Like, don't you think that's crazy? Like, sometimes I just think about this. Think about this. It's also like your phone. Like, it's fucking wild to me that you can pick up a phone, you can call someone from the other side of the world. Like, isn't that fucking insane? But yet, like, we just do it every day. We don't even think much about it. And it's actually, like, it's a miracle that that's even possible. So why can't this be possible? Like, why are you doubting this if, like, humans have done something so crazy, like create phones and radios to travel over, like, through space and, like, outside without even seeing anything. Like, I don't know. That's just fucking wild to me. And I hope that's something you think about if you're kind of on the edge of believing in law of attraction, because what have you got to lose? And just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't believe it. Okay, that's the end of me ranting about the law of attraction. I hope this helped you to understand what the law of attraction is, or deepened your understanding about it. And I hope you use my tips to manifest your dream life and attract everything to you, because the universe is just waiting for you to apply yourself so it can just reward you with everything that you deserve. And again, if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a DM at thrifted.wolf on my Instagram. And also, I'd really, really appreciate it if you gave me a review. I already explained it in the beginning, but it just helps me so, so much. And especially if you like this podcast, like, I would love that. And also, another reminder, if you're putting out that good energy, like giving me a good review or like referring my podcast to someone, the universe is going to bless you back. The energy is just like a circle, it's going to come back to you. So, yeah, just putting that in there. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see ya or hear ya in the next episode.